Start
Assalamu
this.
alaikum and good evening, everyone. I'm 𝗥𝗷𝗰𝗵𝗵, your host of today's podcast, Crackling the Code, publishing in high impact journals, organized by IEEE SSUETY. We are thrilled to have you join us as we explore the key strategies for successfully publishing in prestigious academic journals. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest today, Engineer Dr. Raja Masood Larik. Dr. Larik is an assistant professor at the Department of Electrical Engineering at NED University of Engineering and Technology. He holds a PhD in electrical power systems from University Technology Malaysia and is a senior member of IEEE among other prestigious associations. With over 30 publications in international journals and conferences, Dr. Larik is well versed in areas like smart grids, renewable energy, and power systems optimization. Today, he will be sharing his valuable insights on how to navigate the publishing process of high impact journals. Thank you so much, Dr. Laik, for joining us today, and I hope that this introduction did justice to your experience. Now, I'm going to hand over this session to you to present your presentation.
Thank you very much, and thanks to organize this important webinar, which is that is publishing in high impact journals. So I will share my screen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. Today our webinar is publishing in high impact journals. So this webinar these are presented details, that is details of mine. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Electrical Engineering. You can find me on LinkedIn, ResearchGate, Facebook, SlideShare, emails, Twitter. You can find me very easily. Okay, so the main objectives of today's workshop program, that is outlining the important research trends. These are and assessing the strengths and weakness of the existing research. Right. So once we identify the strengths and weaknesses, we can publish easily in high impact factor journals. And definitely identifying the potential gaps of knowledge. That is, where is the gap of knowledge? Where is the where are the gaps? You need to fill these gaps by our research. And how the connection can be built between your work and others. So relevancy is very important. Once you build the relevance between your and other works, you can easily find the gaps and publish. And similarly, the motivation to publish in high impact journals, that this workshop helps, this webinar helps us to have our publication in high impact journals, motivation, kind of motivation. And in this, we discuss the title, abstract, intro, and the conclusion, results. So that the papers is important because of these fundamentals, that is title, abstract, intro, results, conclusions. Similarly, we discuss methods as well, right? And these are the learning outcomes of our workshop today. That is, you need to understand how to publish in high impact journals and how to respond the editorial team of ISI journals. Similarly, the basic learning techniques for publishing your research work in quality journals. So the question is, why you want to publish in high impact journals? Obviously, to get your high citations. Your paper is very likely cited. You get feedback from reviewers, experts, and personal satisfaction. That is, you are satisfied that your work is innovative, your work is novel, your work is new. That's why you have published an impact factor. And once your work is passed from experts, then you get satisfied with the personal satisfaction is very important, right? Similarly, you need promotion sometimes, and it's a ticket for mobility as well. You need to travel sometimes in international conferences to present your work. And similarly, the visibility, the university ranking. There are so many incentives. Other incentives are somebody wants to earn the degree, let's say master's or PhD. The publication is the first requirement to earn the degrees. So definitely people want to publish their work in good journals. And sometimes the requirement of job as well. And sometimes people want to do the postdoc, and then also the requirement of papers. And definitely the incentive is salary increment also, as we are in educational institute. So we are getting allowance against our PhD qualifications. Similarly, credibility in your CV is added, and globally people are knowing to you. Once you publish, definitely when some people Google you. They found your profile on Google Scholar, so you'll be globally known to the people. Your position becomes very strong and raise your values in scientist society, means because you enter into the scientist society by publications. Okay, so once you start the research, you should focus that what you need to solve. You are not supposed to solve all world problems. You need to focus on some problem. You first, as I mentioned earlier, that you need to find the research gap. Where is the gap? So gap analysis is very important. Once you complete the literature review and found a gap, and which gap is should be a valid gap, right? So you have to solve that particular problem. Research is very specific. It's not journal actually. Similarly, the greatest ideas are there, literally there, but worthless if you keep them to yourself. You need to discuss your ideas with your professors, with your colleagues, with your teams, and with your students sometimes, right? So when you meet the people and exchange your ideas, the ideas will come to your mind, the innovative and new ideas. These are some skills, that is problem solving skills. You need to have these skills so that you can publish in good journals, right? So these skills are mentioned over here. Okay, there are two modes of thinking. One thinking is diverging thinking, that is your mind is diverging, and one is converging. So you need to have thinking, that is you need to converge some point, right? So convert it, make your thinking critical, make your thinking, you must think critical, you must criticize the previous work, and you must think about the idea of yours own, something which is from your own pocket. So when you first you diverge, then you converge. So when you do literature review, you have so many ideas in your mind, but finally these ideas should be converted to some one specific problem, and do with and go with that specific problem. Okay, so actually in research you are going to solve the problem, a particular specific problem. So you need to ask the questions from yourself, that the where, why, when, how, what, who, and where is the solution actually. So you need to ask the questions yourself. So these are some problem solving skills. You see, you need to identify the problem, you need to gather the data, you need to analyze and generate the solutions. And after generating the solutions, you need to select the solutions, which are the best solutions. You need to plan and implement after that, and implementation and test, that is validation, and continue improve, right? So this is a cycle actually. This happens all the time, that is you need to continuously improve the solutions. And once you think about the solutions, definitely your new ideas will come to your mind automatically. So problem solving process is very important. Once you get this skill, you will easily get published. Okay, so now we are discussing that what is good article. So what is good, how the article becomes good. Definitely you have to think and analyze, synthesize and interpret the information, and definitely you work for it, and you need to find out the mystery behind the subject knowledge, because already so many people have done so many works on that area, but you need to identify that which method you will bring so that your work becomes novel, becomes new. So you need to go think out of the box, and you need to think about relevancy as well. Have you tried to publish in ICI journals? Ask yourself, and definitely this requires a teamwork. You can see that a teamwork, when teamwork works, everybody works, then definitely the goals will be achieved. But in teamwork, don't rely, must do your own job completely. Don't rely on your partners. But definitely the teamwork helps you, right? It helps a lot for publish. Okay, your dreams comes true once you think that you will publish for the Q1 journal, which is very high quality journal. That is the acceptance ratio is 25%. That is, if 100 people submit the paper, then 25 people will be accepted and 75 were rejected. So if don't you try for it? Yes, it is possible. You can do it, because the people who published before, they have also two eyes, two hands, two legs. They are also human beings like you. But what they committed actually, and see, one day you will achieve your goal. But definitely it has a process, it is a ladder process actually, one by one, that is, there are several stages, and after passing all the stages, you will finally reach the destination. Okay, so how to start the writing? Definitely, being a Muslim, you start from praying to Allah, that is, make dua, and then you must think where to go, because your directions must be correct, and your specific area must be clear in your mind. Your problem must be clear in the mind. What are you going to be solved, and by which method you are going to be solved, and why you are solving this problem? What is the motivation behind that? So everything must be clear in your mind before starting the problem, before going to any route. So go in the right direction, and if your direction being right, definitely you will achieve your goal finally. So how to find the research gap? It is very important, as I have mentioned earlier. Also, we have discussed earlier that that the research gap is very important. To find the relevancy, the mystery over the subject, you have to unpack the things which are not open to all, and you need to do research and unpack the things and bring it to the scientist community, right? So you need to fit your like you're playing a Scrabble game, in which you are fitting your theories, your hypothesis into the existing work, right? So it is very important when you make your hypothesis, that is why you are doing this work, what is the motivation behind that, and how you fill this gap, right? So once you find this and you'll do it, definitely your work will be go into the impact factor journals, good journal, quality journals. This is academic database. That is, when you are searching, when you are doing literature review, you are going to be Browse, Springer, Scopus, Elsevier, Hindawi. These are all publishers, MDPI, Springer, right? So this is the academic database from which it will help you and guide you that for a novel and new and innovative work and a quality research journal. So where to publish? It's again a question. And definitely it has a process. That is, definitely you do research, you gather data, some analysis, some interpretations, some knowledge, that is information. And actually the research is what you are finished actually, what your attempt is not actually what they are finished actually. So if you are not going to be prove something, definitely you are going to be making a full stop for the future researchers, that there is not possibility of this solution. This is also research. So sometimes you have negative results, but you need to present that negative results with very strong evidences that this is not possible. So it is very important that what you finish, what you attempt is not important, what you finish actually. So this is about the calculation of the impact factor. As we know that impact factor is very important, and high impact factor journals is valuable and credibility in your CV also. And this is the formula, that impact factor calculation formula. You can see the paper cites in 2009 and 2007, and papers published in 2007 or 8, right? So that's how the impact factor can be calculated. Okay. So journals are being referred frequently by means of citations, definitely. So examples are IEEE transactions, right? Elsevier, Ville, and these are Nature Sciences, Web of Sciences. Okay, so collecting information for quality publication, you need to collect the information, your sources. You may use any sources, but definitely valid sources are very important. That is journals, the research journal articles. And you may refer books as well, but books will give the foundation and the basic knowledge, but research articles guide you towards the problem actually. You can read technical magazines, you can read books, you can read articles, media, whatsoever. You can collect the information from all the sources and gathered and analyzed according to your problem. Okay, so this one is the publication process. You can see you start a problem, you write a paper, then you select a journal, right? And then you submit it, and it will go into the initial round, that is initial review. Then maybe after that it is assigned to an editor, and review process starts. And sometimes it may be rejected from the initially. So later on we'll discuss the rejection reasons also. And you have two options after that review, that you have minor corrections and you have major corrections. So anyhow, you have you need to rectify all the mistakes and do the corrections, and address all the reviewers comments one by one. So after that it will gets towards the acceptance actually, and finally you will get your goals achieved. But this process, remember, this process always follow in quality journals. It does not one shot. It means you just submit and it accepted. No, it does not. It's never ever happen. It must go to a review process. Must have some corrections. Must have some comments, and you need to address all the comments. As number of authors, maybe from 4 to 6. That is you, your supervisor, your co-supervisor, your research colleagues. It's better to have 6 or 7, but not more than that, because if the authors are so many, then your impact becomes low actually. Your contribution was not justified. If so many authors are there, the contribution of each author is also very important, and it should be mentioned inside the journal also, which author contributes what part of the paper. So if the authors being less, the impact being high. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the structure of the technical article. That is, this is a structure actually. Paper starts from title, then we have abstract, then keywords, then we have intro, and some related works, that is problem formulation, classification, then we have analysis, then what issues are there, what are challenges, what are future work, right? Then results and discussions, conclusion. Reference is also very important, because they want to see that your article is referred by, that is you search the problem from a good journal article, so that your problems must be valid problem. So references is also very important in your article. References must be journals and quality journals articles. So how to make your manuscript attractive? You need to have your own expert judgments. Definitely your manuscript must reflect that what is the outlook, what are the challenges, what is the evolution, right? What is the motivation, why you're solving this problem, why your method is important, what are the flaws in the past methods. So you need to highlight the shortcomings of the previous research, and you need to highlight your method and your philosophy, that is your own thinking, something from your own pocket, but it should be in a very nice way, so that it go for the publication. So how to get published? Definitely you need to criticize limitations and shortcomings in the past work, and you need to point out the existing work and what are the advantages of your work, what are your contributions. So highlight the issues which are not clear, existing work, and highlight the future work as well, and consider the theoretical experiment parts in the reviewed papers. And you must support with the your article must have tables and graphs, that is figures, tables, and resolution should be very high, that no blur image. If the blur images are there, your paper will not get in the good journal, right? So your tables have must captions, figures have must captions. Every table, every figure must be cited inside the text also. So highlight the critical issues and future research, and definitely if you do all these, you will get published. So it is very important that you need to find the relevancy, that is what is the relevance, that is what is you want to say, what they are interested in. So must do the work which is people which are in the interest of the people, which are in the interest of the scientist society. Do not do the work which is obsolete, which was 20 years ago somebody do it, but not doing again. So that means that is obsolete. So work on the current issues. So remember that for quality journal, you need to work on the current and hot issues and find the relevancy between your work and other work. And it should be clear inside the manuscript. That is, actually, this is the main question asked by the editor, that what is, why we publish your article, what is the difference, how it is different from other articles, right? So there are so many articles published already. So how is your article is different from others? So this is the main question. So you need to find the relevancy. What is new? What is different? What is you have done? What you have done which is not done before? So that is new. So you need to find that relevance. Okay, this is about the writing ethics. So use that is plagiarism. You know, is a very high crime in terms of academics. So do not borrow the structure of some other author. Do not borrow the figures. Do not borrow the tables. Right. Everything should be done from your own. Even you want to draw the flow chart, draw from your own. You want to draw a figure, yes, draw from it on. You want to develop a table, develop from your own. That is everything you must own that figure, table, whatsoever. Do not copy, do not take something from the other papers, right? So as we know that it's a very serious issue, that is plagiarism is very serious issue, and sometimes if you get blacklisted, then you will never publish in a good journal for lifetime sometimes. So it is very serious issue. So avoid these plagiarisms. That's why your article must pass from Turnitin, and it should be less than 20%, so that the journal will accept for the review. And otherwise, if it is cross 20%, then journal will throw out back to your paper to you and say that reduce the plagiarism. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the title of research. As I mentioned earlier, that there are fundamentals of the research articles, and very starting, that is title is should be very extremely important, because title is the first thing which must be eye-catching, and it is not too long. It must be 12 to 15 words, and it should be something like modified, enhanced, improved, extended, right? Avoid the use of abbreviation until unless it is very common, right? So people do not know the abbreviations of all, and title should be given in the last when all sections including abstract of the paper done. Remember the title that should be given to the last, that is when your manuscript completed from all respects, all sections has been done, then in the end you need to give the title of your research manuscript. What makes a good title? Definitely condenses the paper content in few words, capture the reader's attention, differences the paper from other papers of the same subject area. That is, title must reflect your method. Title must reflect your innovation. Because when I read the title, I can guess that yes, you have done that, you have do that, that was new, that was modified, that was enhanced, right? So, okay. Now after title, the second is abstract. So abstract is like a trailer of a movie. If your trailer of a movie is strong, people want to watch the whole movie. So trailer it should be very strong. So there is zero mistake in abstract actually. There is no mistake, there is no grammatical mistake, no spell mistake, because chief editor first read your title and then your abstract actually. If these two things are passed from the editor, that means you qualified, or you means half qualified for that is you entered into the review process. Otherwise, if your title is not eye-catching or abstract is no storyline or nothing is new and nothing you have shown present anything, you are just reproduce something that is already done, so it will reject actually. So remember, first impression is the last impression. So your abstract must be very, very good, excellent, right? It is the entry door actually for the reviewers, and it decides whether the article pertains to the reviewer interests or needs. Now these are some important elements of abstract that is you need to state the primary objective, what are the objectives and how you achieve that objectives, highlight the merits, that is what are contributions, right? Give the conceptual idea and method, that is whether your method is new or your idea is new, must mention over there. and both must be new, that is method must be, and idea must be novel. Method must be novel, that is new method, that method was not applied previously. And you should also give the advantages, or what you can say, that is the importance of your method, why your method is important, why your procedures are important, why your processes are important, what you have done, simulation, experimental, survey, whatsoever. Mention it very clearly. And similarly, you have to mention the outcomes and results, implication, and the conclusion that might be drawn. Actually, abstract is a short summary. Like in Urdu, हम कहते हैं समंदर को कोसे में बंद करना. तो right, abstract is very important. Right? Okay, these are some common mistakes in abstract. What people do actually, they're just writing historical information. They use generic words, that is high, low, small, big. This is ridiculous. You cannot say I have increased efficiency, I have reduced the losses. You must say I have increased efficiency with respect to that work 1%, 2%. Yes, it is good, right? I have reduced the losses, let's say 5%, 7%. Yes. But if you use the generic words, it will irritate the editor actually, right? So avoid generic words, use specifically, and you must have benchmark of your work. You cannot say that I have done this and this is the best. How it is best? How we accept that this is best? We cannot say best until unless we analyze the previous work. Storyline should be very strong, right? And it must be a very good and uniform flow so that reader can read it and go ahead. If your storyline is not strong, reader will getting bored actually, right? He will say that this article is not good, and need to proofread, not jumble in your sentence by changing the tenses, right? It must be a uniform flow, and proofread is very important. That is from some native English speaker. Your articles must be passed from there. Zero grammatical mistakes, zero spell mistakes, right? Okay, keywords are the backbone of the research. Remember that keywords are the words which are frequently used in the articles. So keywords, the title of keywords, the words, the keywords chosen must be very important, that what keywords you are choosing, and that words should be frequently used in your articles, may be used in your title, abstract, intro, results, conclusion, and so on. Okay, now we are coming to the introduction section of the paper. Introduction is very important. You know, the most difficult section is the introduction section. People think that introduction is very easy. No, introduction is very, very important, and it makes the paper to a good journal. It makes it's an antidote actually. So again, what problem you are going to solve, what are the existing solution, what is the best among all, why you are why you are choosing this method, what is the advantage of your method, how you overcome the limitation of the past methods, what you hope to achieve, and how your solution is better than others. So if you answer all these questions, definitely your intro will be very good, excellent intro. Writing sequence of intro is very important. That is, start with general and overview, simple of understanding for non-experts, but finally come to the specific problem. Position your article into previous research, and then focused LR. Your LR must be focused, that is just relevant to the problem. Do not do too much LR, just LR relevant to the research actually. And similarly, specific references, do not use extra references specific to your problem, and identify the loopholes, the flaws in the previous works, and establish a gap, that is problems, shortcomings, literature, and how you fill that gap, right? You have to that mention in the intro actually. And similarly, you need to state the proposed idea, solution, and justify the importance of your work. It's very, very important. So it is again the intro. You can see it's like a funnel approach, that is start from a surface area, then it's narrowing down, right? When you come to the tail, it is narrowed down to some specific issue. So always start from general, then specific to your precise work, to your problem, to your contribution, right? So intro is like this. Okay, these are some additional tips for intro. That is, hypothesis must be clear, objectives must be clear. Why are doing this work? And what are these objectives? And how you build, how you come out with these objectives. Similarly, you need to hide the contribution. What are the contribution? What is new? what is you have done which was not done previously. Do not mix intro with results, discussion and conclusion, because sometimes people mix these things with the intro, so intro becomes weak actually. And expressions such as novel, first time, first ever are not preferred, because make sure that if you are using that word first time, first ever, because when you are saying this, that you must sure that this is the word which is first time or first ever or novel, that is nobody done, you are the first one who are doing. So make sure that it is novel or not, because it is not novel, then you cannot say like this, because these words also make reviewers questionable, right? Bottom line is you need to write intro such a way that reviewer is convinced that paper is good enough. Again, it's like a storyline. So reviewer can convinced and that and he can read the paper. So if you achieve that goal, your intro is excellent, right? Now we are coming to the next, that is methodology. Methodology is very important. So it is an idea actually, and it is the idea. Methodology must be new, and it comes from your own mind, right? You does not borrow the methods of other. You need to develop your own method. You need to develop your own environment. You need to develop your own solutions, and you need to prove your idea by your method. Actually, in research, you are going to claim the method. Actually, the method must be yours and idea must be yours. So try to make the flowchart of your method and clearly mention all the variables and simulations in details, and others your method must be such a way that if other researcher wants to practice or reproduce, they can do it, right? So it should be crystal clear. And also do not repeat the details of the previous established methods, because method, you just elaborate your method, not you not need to repeat the details of previous established method. They are not interested in previous methods, because it is also a part of literature review. You need to just focus on your own method which you have established with your own idea. Okay, now this is the result section of the paper, which is most critical part of the paper, and it's a proof of evidence that your hypothesis is correct, and is a benchmark your work with others. When you, as I've mentioned earlier, that your work must be a benchmark with the others, otherwise nobody say that your work is novel, new. Okay, and then ensure your superiority, not self-proclaimed. In Urdu, apne muh miyan mittu nahi banna. So definitely, for high impact journals, the result must show certain amount of improvement in the field or research. When you benchmark the work, then definitely your work must be results must show that your work is better, right? And how they are better, you need to explain. Similarly, if they have alternate operation or solution or problem, not sufficient to say this is an alternate problem or solution, because this is not somebody, if change the method, he can get the results. Similarly, if there are improvement not necessarily in technical terms, it can be other aspect to problem, example cost, efficiency, simplicity, losses, etc. So presenting results is very important, how you are presenting your results, because quality journals, if your presentation is not good, sometimes your article get rejected. So results presenting is very important. Whether you increase 0.01%, yes, it's a significant value. Yes, you can claim that, and try to rate your improvement in due idea or method, solution of your proposed, right? And definitely mention the limitations of your result. You cannot say that I have done it and nobody done it and my work is final and finished, I have finished that. No, you cannot say like this. Yes, in your work there are some limitations as well, so mention that limitations. People hide that limitation. No, you need to mention, because future researchers will work on that limitations. Do not hide actually. Similarly, do not excessively highlight them. And extraordinary उसको highlight नहीं कर सकते. Careful with the choice of the words and do not apologetic and self degrading. यानी बहुत ज़्यादा apologetic नहीं हो सकते, right? And finally find the excuses of your limitations, right? And find the excuses what you have not achieved actually. And that excuses must be valid, right? Okay, performance evaluation is very important. The graphs and figures must be mentioned: x-axis, y-axis, what is x-axis, what is y-axis. The images must be very clear. The resolution must be very high, right? So must you mention the title on x-axis, y-axis, highlight the positive results, and if you have negative result, find the explanation of that negative results, why they are negative. So mention all the things. Okay, conclusion is very important part. Actually, this is like you are landed your aeroplane back to the earth. So once you fly, yes, you fly is very easy, but you know, landed is very important. That's aeroplane landed back to the earth. So landing is a very important skill. Conclude what you have started in the abstract actually. Right, conclude your work which you conclude your storyline which you have started in your abstract and intro. Conclude that one, right? So summary of the research problem, summary of the solution, highlight the main results and achievement, benefits of your work. Future research direction, very important. If it does not mention the future research direction, the journal will not accept until and unless you mention, and must be short, well summarized, and has no references. Definitely abstract and conclusion, we could not found any references. So in conclusion, do not put any reference, and do not mention the research problem or ideas that you are planning to work in future. It is a very secret tip, right? So definitely you have some ideas in for the future work. So do not mention the research problem or ideas in the conclusion, right? But definitely you mention the shortcomings or limitations of your work. Tips before paper submission: read very carefully 2 to 3 times. Sometimes you give your paper to the colleagues, because when you read your eyes with your eyes, because everything which you have write is perfect for you, but when you give your draft to the colleagues, to your friends, they will think from other angle, and definitely they will give the suggestion and improvement. So like improve it, try to improve it before submission. Proofread it, right? Read it again, read it again, read it again, and take the feedback from your supervisors, co-supervisor, from colleagues, and try to improve every time. So this is the criteria to select the journal. So you have Q1, you have Q2, Q3, Q4. We have 4 journals categories. Q1 is very high category, 25% acceptance ratio. Then Q2 is 50%, Q3 is 75%. So try to select that is high impact journals. Why going to the low impact factor journals? Your aims and objective must be very high. आप हाई की तरफ जाएं, फिर वो रिजेक्ट होता है तो किसी और जगह चला जाएगा, लेकिन कोशिश करें कि एम्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हमारे हाई होने चाहिए, हम हाई इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर की तरफ ही जा रहे हो, right? We will try for high impact journals. These are tips to select the journal. Actually, you can put your abstract on the journal finder, so that it can guide you that which journal is targeted journal for you. Means your abstract is जब abstract करेंगे abstract finder पे, तो आपको guide कर देगा कि आपका जो abstract है वो किसके लिए यानी suitable है, which journal is suitable for your abstract. Writing language is very important. So avoid unnecessary redundancy, and tenses used must be present indefinite or present perfect tense, active or passive whatsoever you can use. As I mentioned earlier, that ask your colleague to read your paper, right? And avoid the sentences that is can be or maybe, because if you are doubtful, then reviewers say that if you are doubtful, then how it works actually. If you give a solution to a problem and you can say that maybe or can be, then reviewers say that if you are doubtful for your own method selected, so how you believe that this is new, this is a solution, this is a good solution, right? And similarly, try to avoid the negative sentences. Keep in mind that more publication, more experience. Reviewer don't know how, or your research, but they only evaluate your paper. And don't get discouraged. Keep going on. Your work reflects your writing. Try to work as reviewer with some journals, as I am working also with the reviewer with some journals. Secret tips for the publication: that is title, interesting and relevant literature, presents new knowledge, methodology, professional presentation, and good strategy in revising the manuscript. Good English, clarity is very important. Your manuscript should be clear in all aspects, and prayers at all the stages, and thanks to Allah. After you get reviewers feedback, that is carefully classify the comments, and you need to address all the comments of the reviewers, right? Unreasonable, improve, constructive. So digest, and you need to digest the comments. Do not get irritated or make anger on the reviewer that he what crazy comments he. No comments. Just digest the comments and answer point by point, every point. Sometimes reviewer overlook your article, but you can say very politely, sir, you overlooked my article. This is already mentioned in my article, right? So position it and make it and make satisfy of the reviewer all comments, and point by point all solution or all the comments must be addressed so that you can get published. This is a format for citing references. You can see and format for citing references. These are the future topics. If you people demand, it's very important. You need characters for good literature review, how to write a good research proposal, how to write excellent thesis, how to defend the final thesis, and these all are research seminars, webinars. If you people demand, in future we'll arrange these seminars as well. Okay, the life is very short, so enjoy your study, and you are most welcome for asking the questions, and thank you for patiently listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Larik, for that insightful presentation. Actually, I have a few questions to dive deeper into the topic. And the very first question that I would like to ask is that how important is the role of networking and collaborations in getting published in these journals? Like, as you have discussed, but I really want to know what is the importance of the networking and collaborations and in getting your article published in such journals.
Okay, so very good question. Networking is very important. Research, as I mentioned, that it's a teamwork actually. If you do alone, you cannot do anything. So you must be in contact with your senior colleagues, your supervisors, your co-supervisors, the field experts. So once you get the feedback from your colleagues, the networks, the good network, that is good people and expert people, your article will get polished. Your article will get refined so much, and it will get published easily. But if you does not making networking, not gathering anything, that is not exchange ideas with the people, you cannot get the quality work actually. So networking is very important.
Right. Okay. Now, sir, can you shed some light on how to choose the right journal for your research? I did hear you say that we should focus on getting high impact journals, like getting your research in high impact journals. But how can we choose the right journal?
Okay, very good question. So actually, when you do the literature review, you just see that from where you are going to select your problem. That is, जब आप literature review कर रहे होते हैं, तो जो journals का आप जहाँ से LR कर रहे हैं, वही जर्नल्स आपके लिए टारगेटेड जर्नल से आते हैं, क्योंकि आप उसी से रेलेवेंट कोई चीज पब्लिश करना चाह रहे हैं, राइट? इसलिए मैंने अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया था कि आपके जो जब आप LR करते हैं, तो आप जो अच्छे जर्नल्स हैं, दैट गुड जर्नल्स, you must reference good journal in your article. So it will help you, and you must target the journal as well before writing. कि आप किसके लिए टारगेट कर रहे हैं, अकॉर्डिंगली उसके टेम्पलेट पे आप लिखना शुरू करेंगे तो आपके लिए इजी रहेगा. अदरवाइज रैंडम अगर आप जाएंगे तो इट्स वेरी प्रॉब्लमेटिक, इसका बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. तो यू मस्ट टारगेट सम जर्नल एंड स्टार्ट राइटिंग, and target those journals which most of literature comes relative to your problem actually.
Okay, sir, understood. Okay, now lastly, the question that I'm going to ask is that how can researchers maintain the quality and originality of their work while meeting the demands of high impact journal standards? Like, how can we maintain the quality of our journals?
Yes. Okay, maintain the quality of the journal actually maintain the quality of your work actually. So if your work, that is, as I have stated earlier, that if your chosen method is very important. Its method is new, right? Their method, you are not reproduce some work, some researcher previous research. You are going to give a solution of that problem with your own method, with your own idea. So by coming with your own method and with your own idea, when you come with your own method and own idea, nobody stops you for getting published in the high impact journals, because they are checking these two main fundamentals, actually, the method and the idea. So come with the new method, come with the new idea, which was not published earlier, and which was come from your own pocket, actually, from your own philosophy.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Larik, for sharing your expertise and insights with us today. Your guidance on publication in high impact journals is invaluable, and I'm sure our audience has gained a lot from your presentation and the discussion. To everyone who joined us today, thank you so much for your participation, and we hope this session has provided you with a clearer path to successfully navigating the world of academic publication. Before we conclude, I'd like to ask you to stay connected with IEEE SSUETY for more events and opportunities to enhance your academic and professional journey. The recording of this session will be available on our official Facebook page, so feel free to revisit it or share it with your peers. Once again, a big thank you to Dr. Raja Masood Larik and to all of you for making this event a success. Thank you so much, sir. It was really great having the session with you. And if you want to share some last words, I would like you to share them.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, just I want to just say that just follow these instructions which I have given my PPTs, right, and follow these steps. If you follow all the steps, that is one by one, abstract, intro, result, right, you will get published 100%. It's not very difficult, because the people published in the past, they are also like us, that is, they have two eyes, two hands, right? So we can publish it. There is no problem. It's our dream, but dreams come true. Once you focus and you work hard, you will publish. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you so much for being with us today. And this was your host, Kashif Khan. Have a great evening, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Sure. Thank you.